Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? This is the Ready Set Grow Show with Deb and Hillary, and today we have a special guest who's going to be talking blogging.
Mhm.
Because apparently there's this myth going around that you can't make money from blogging, and we're here to debunk it.
Yes, we are. And first of all, before we really get started, I totally apologize. I've had this head stuff, and my throat is, as you can tell, my voice is not mine. So please forgive me.
Yes. Well, Deb, we hope you get over that, right? Because it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I know.
investment. But so as we said, we're talking blogging, all right? And we decided, okay, how do you earn money from a blogging website? Can you do it and all of this type of stuff? And we were talking about it and we thought, well, why not bring the blogging expert on to talk about blogging and how you could actually earn money from blogging. All right. So we have with us our very dear, good friend and mentor, because my very first blog, which I actually stumbled across earlier today, and I took a screenshot of it. Yeah. That old banner and everything. That very first blog was built because of this lady that's sitting between the two of us here today. And that has been the foundation of my business. It's been the foundation of Deb's business. And we are here today to share that knowledge and share her as a resource with you and everything that she has to offer you today. So, without further ado, Chef, could you go ahead and introduce yourself for those on our channels?
Oh my God. I feel like you guys did such a fabulous introduction. I am honored to be here amongst you ladies. Incredible entrepreneurs, incredible females, leaders. You guys are just paving the way in what you do. So I appreciate you guys both so much for everything you create and put out and all the people that you're impacting and the lives you're changing. So thank you for that. My name is Chef Katrina. I have been an online entrepreneur and marketer for almost 2 decades now. That's 20 years. I do decades because it sounds better. I have been studying blogging for about that length of time. I got involved in this because, like many of us, I was in the network marketing industry and I wanted to learn how to build a business and I wanted to take my business online. And one thing I was told was that you do need an online web presence. And back then, 2 decades ago, very few of us were blogging. What's interesting, both Hillary and Deb, is that people still don't blog much today.
Right.
From that time period of getting started online, I've had the privilege of working for some incredible digital marketing companies. I've worked with top leaders, mentors, trainers. I've met incredible people. I've loved helping people succeed, and I love content creation.
Content creation. That's what blogging is all about. And so, shall we just kind of jump right in here? And I'm going to ask you what kinds of things, as writers, sometimes we get writer's block, and especially if somebody is new.
Mm.
I'm not so new anymore, but this woman really helped me. But anyway, if someone is new and thinking about it, what kind of things can they write about in their blog?
That's a great question. It's a very open question too. I'm actually really honored right now. I'm sitting in an office of a very well established business individual, and I'm surrounded by books. And I do mean, like, if you guys, I can see if I can pick you up and show you, but I literally am surrounded by books, right? And the reason I share that is that there's content inside of these books. And what's interesting is how you read content is your perception of it. And there's some nugget based on where you're at in your life and your business and getting started that's going to resonate with you. And for me, that's one of the easiest places to start with content creation. I've even put together 25 top posts to create to get started because I recognize that this is the hardest thing to do. It's like, what is my first blog post supposed to be? Here's the hint. It's supposed to be your messiest, ugliest, worst, misspelled, totally horrible post. Like, seriously, right? The reason for that is you got started. And I think people try to make it too perfect when you get started. And I always say this is the start of your journey. And you want to be able to go back and say, I remember getting started and let me show you my first blog post. Because when you can show somebody your first blog post and it's not perfect, it gives them permission and the ability to start posting without the fear of it being done right the first time. And that's the joy of creating content.
Very
Yes.
good. Very
Yeah,
good.
definitely. One of the things, and just as a follow-up to that, um, when we talk about blogging, for people to earn their living off of blogging, right?
Mm-hmm.
You I remember, reading all of these things, and I'm like, well, what do you write about that could possibly make you like, because when I first started writing, I was writing as if I was an author. So I'm just
Yeah.
writing, my perspective of something or whatever. But how do you write to earn? Like, how do you convert that intention, so to speak?
Oh, great question. I love this question. So, and I get this all the time because everyone's like, "Oh, I was a terrible writer. My English scores growing up, like if you went to my writing scores, like I like C's and D's and F's, I'm like, hey, welcome to my world, right?" Um, so when you start writing content, look at the purpose behind the piece of content. Okay, and what I mean by that is that there's a lot of ways to turn a piece of content into a profitable piece, right? An example of that. So I'll just kind of steal something here. When you start creating a blog, right, you can then sign up for what we call affiliate products and services. One of the most known affiliate marketing companies out there is probably Amazon. You
Yeah.
guys didn't know
Yeah.
that. You can actually become an affiliate for Amazon and recommend products and services, right? So no matter what industry you're in or niche you're in or health and wellness or whatever, but one of my favorite things to do is do book reviews, right? So I would take a book, I would read it, and then I would note to myself as I'm going through this book. It might take me a couple days to go through this book, but at the end of it, I would have like a couple of key points that really hit home with me. And I would write about why I think this book would be a great book to read in your industry. So whether you're a mompreneur, whether you're a solo entrepreneur, whether you're male or female or whatever industry you're in, relating that back to your audience is this would be a good read, and I recommend this because, and then give them the link, and that link then becomes the recommendation for them to make money, right? Another thing we can do, you guys have gotten some great tools, I'm sure, around how to do video, right? So sometimes you come across systems and tools, like I know the tool that we're using right now, you can write a review of how you got started using it, why you like it, what's done for you, some of the pros and cons around it. And then in doing that one, there might be an affiliate link and you can recommend it and share that with people. So when you ask the question, like, how do you turn writing into profit? It's when you learn how to serve people first. When you can look at what are you writing and does it help somebody? Is it because you got to remember, I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's only 3 reasons people come to the internet. These girls, these ladies here, they know it, right? It's been drilled into their head. It's my 3 E's, right? It's like the E's, E3. And the E3 method is really simple when you get online. You're either here to be entertained. Hey, you're here to be educated. You're kind of, that's what this is, right? This is education piece, right? So you're either entertaining, education, you can combine the both. And the third reason you're here is e-commerce. You're here to buy. Why else would you be on the internet? I mean, otherwise go down to the store, get what you need, right? But the reasons you're here are one of those 3 E's or all 3 of them. So understanding that, if you guys are going to write content on your blog post, realize that it's either going to be entertaining, educational, or it's going to sell something. That's really, at the end of the day, all there is to it.
Right.
Yeah. That spot on.
Yeah, that is hitting the nail right on the head.
You understand?
Yes.
So definitely. All right. So we're talking, like, let's narrow down to business. We're talking to business professionals, digital marketers, online. They're building a business online. And I remember back in the day, we were told you had to build a list. Well, question is, we're talking blogging, right? So how do you build a list if you're blogging? Like, what's the best way to do that?
You know what's interesting? That so much has changed over the years around this, like even in the last 20 years. And mind you, when I look at even Facebook, Facebook is still less than 20 years old. You guys realize it's still in its like mid-teens. It's like 16 or 17. It's like in its crazy age, right? Where it thinks it's independent, but it's not really, and it's getting itself into trouble. Um, So goes the world of marketing, right? So marketing shows up the same way. That it's still in its infancy. It's still playing around in the digital side of this. People are still trying to figure out. Um, so, oh my God, I got totally off track. Ask me the question again. I just totally slipped my mind.
The whole list building part of
Oh, yeah.
how do you, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So for list building on this one, there's a couple of ways you can do this, right? First off, don't count vanities. So most of you guys that know about list building, you've heard this. They tell you on social media, if you have a Facebook page, you're actually building a list because you have following. I love this lie. It's the best true lie ever, right? Yeah, you might have a following of people, but you can't stay connected to them unless they show up and actually like are on that platform or show up. But so I call it vanity metrics, right? It's not really true. It's the same thing for Pinterest. Pinterest has got some great vanity metrics. It's like, oh my God, people are following me and I got so many views. It's like, and how many leads did you get from that, right? So when you talk about building your list, it really does, it's tangible. You have to be able to communicate with them. So a list could be a text messaging list. So there are some great SMS tools out there, right? So for communicating with people, another way to build your list is email. People will tell you that it's dead. That's still a lie. I don't know about you, but in order to apply for anything, whether it's your bank account, a car, whatever, health insurance, you have to give an email address.
Yep.
So if you're telling me email marketing is dead, I'm going to ask you, how the heck are you staying plugged into anything online, right? You still have to have an email address to log into Facebook, okay? You have to have an email just to log into Pinterest. Like, you still need email. So the fact that people like disclaim that makes me laugh because it's still there. Now, not everybody checks their email like we did growing up, for sure, because we were all in the generation of you got mail, and we're like, oh, right? Nowadays, the generation coming up after us is like, I got text message, right?
Yeah.
So you're either collecting a phone number, which is your collateral, or you're collecting an email address. Typically, those two are going to be your biggest return on investment. So whether you're doing a lead magnet, whether you're making some sort of an offer, a list, a giveaway, selling a book, something that requires them to give you some information that you can continue to follow up with them, is a big piece of the puzzle.
That is very awesome. The way you led right into the next question is.
Okay, these questions are coming. I have no clue what they're asking me, by the way.
She really doesn't. How exactly? They're writing a blog and you're talking about leads. So how do they get these leads in their blog or from their blog?
I see. The crazy thing is, and I've read a lot of blogs, I've got some new students that are my bloggers right now, and none of them make an offer. Like, none of them say like, hey, subscribe to, or get this lead magnet, right? So it's funny to me because they'll write this amazing post, all this information, but they have zero call to action. Zero. Like you might want to like get your hands on this free lead magnet, enter in your email address to get so. There might be like a link they'd have to click on to get access to it, right? Yeah, Deb's got a little cough there.
Yeah.
Want to hug her from here. So the ways you can do it, there's a couple ways. So there's definitely lead generation on your website. So what I love about websites in the reality is it's holistic. Okay. With the website, you can create your content. So it's your content host, right? You guys are writing like these long freaking post on Facebook. Please take that and turn it into a blog post and leverage the crap out of that for the rest of your life, right? It just drives me insane. So when you have content on your website, the other thing you can create is lead pages. And now companies are out there trying to sell you lead page systems, right? Like, it's separate. But when you have a lead page system, but it doesn't have a content to back it, I feel like you're missing part of the equation. Like, how do you communicate and how do you work with your community if your community can't communicate with you, right? So we took lead pages off, and then somebody said, hey, we're going to do this funnel creation thing. So they took funnels and they took it off. But funnels are nothing more than a connection of pages that are on your website. Literally, like 1 page, 2 page, they connect. Like, here's my opt-in, here's my thank you. And because of that, I have a funnel. That's literally what a funnel is. Like, I don't know why people overcomplicate this, but if you get a good person that can create a funnel for you that makes you millions of dollars, it's worth paying them for. Okay. So You can have on your homepage an offer for them to give an email address to get something in exchange for it, or a phone number. You could have on your blog post, you can make an offer around a product. They have to put their email address to get access to it. They can put in their phone number and you can text message them. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can set that up, and every way is the right way. Like, it's just a matter of testing it and see what works for your audience.
That's very good. And one thing that I actually read today, excuse me a minute. I'm so sorry. Today with my calendar, and I'm guilty of this as far as putting it in your email, your link, best way to get me. Give them your link to your calendar. You can do it on a blog too.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow, this is so cool, because you prospecting, nobody wants to be prospected. And so if you give them the chance to choose their time, as opposed to as you're talking to them, possibly, they don't feel so pressured, I don't think. So that's what I learned today.
Yeah. The thing is people want to have the opportunity to choose whether to talk to you or not. And if they want to buy, they should have the opportunity to buy without having to jump through hoops to get to products and services, right? And I will tell you, I've seen it. I actually had a student of mine. I swear to you, I kid you not, it was the funniest thing. This was way back when, mine. So I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. But I had a student of mine that literally put up 6 roadblocks to the buying process, right? Everything in their funnel was like, well, if you want more information, click here. And if you're ready to buy, well, first go click here. And if you're ready to buy, oh wait, first click here, because I think you need a little bit more information. So I was sitting there talking to this person. I was like, do you want people to buy from you? Like, do you want to build your team? Do you want to make money? Because you've got 6 barriers to entry. And like, I know they teach you that you need 6 yeses or something in your funnel, but you've created 6 obstacles that your prospect has to get through. Because I think they were ready to say yes back on the first click, but you decided that they needed more information, and I'm not surprised that no one ever signed up.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Because one of the things, so you actually touched on a couple of things that what we kind of wanted to ask, but you've already touched on it. And it's that sale. And you've actually said right there, don't create the obstacles. So what would be, and I guess you said it, but tell us again, what's the best practice on your blog? Because we don't need this other system out here to be able to generate sales. What's the best recommendation that you would have then for creating these pages to just sell?
So a couple things to recognize. In the world of blogging, there's this platform called WordPress, right? And it's very confusing when you first get started. And people think it's WordPress.com, and it's actually WordPress.org, but it's not WordPress.org. It's just the fact that you're using WordPress on your website. Okay. That made it all confusing. I'm sure that's clear as mud right now to you, but don't worry. That's why we teach blogging courses, to clear up the mud. Okay. But inside of that, really what you're looking at is that there are different themes and different tools that are available to you. A lot of us as bloggers, we get onto a blogging platform, but we don't recognize that the theme or tool we need is one that allows us to both create content and create capture pages or lead pages. And I think it's funny that we have actually called it, so it's all the same thing. I'm going to tell you guys right now, an opt-in page is a lead page, is a capture page. Like, they're all the same thing. Marketing has done a great job of telling you 5 different things for the exact same. Like, all it has is an opportunity for people to put their email address or their phone number to get something. That is an opt-in page. That's a lead page. That's a capture page. That is whatever word and phrase they want to come up with it to be the next catchy thing. Okay.
Yeah.
When you have the right theme on your site, and there's a couple that I recommend, there's 2 that I've worked with the most. It gives you both the ability to create a lead page, right? Your pages could be, a work with me. It could be a consultation page, like set up an appointment if you're ready to join me or learn about this. You might have a coaching page, a page just that offers you as a coach and what your product and service is. You might have a join my team page where people are looking to be part of your community, part of your tribe. They have an opportunity to opt in to get some more information. So those are all pages that you can actually create on your website that allow for you to do that lead capture, to keep it simple, right? My favorite one is actually the about page. About pages, and here's a tip: the about page is not about you.
Really?
Sorry. I want you to step out of your own ego, and I love you all for this one. But the about page on a personal website is about what your business is, how you're going to help them, what's the value they're going to get coming back to this website. How are you and this system going to continue to help them have the experience and meet their needs and help them face their challenges, right? That's really what that is all about. So when you understand that the crafting of an about page is more of like, go think about going to a company when it says, what's this company about? You have to step back and say, okay, what are you about? What is your purpose? Who are you going to serve? What are they going to get out of here? And you might have an offer for them to grab a free lead magnet or whatever. So simple ways to build a list: about page, a join page, and an opt-in page of some sort of free giveaway, whether it be a checklist, maybe a quick video, maybe it's an ebook you've done, maybe it's a mini course that you recommend for $7. Like, you can even sell. You don't have to keep giving away everything for free. You can do email list building through customer acquisition. So when they buy something from you, whether it's $7, $14, $27, whatever it is, that's another way to build your list.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Deb, did you have anything else?
I don't. As a matter of fact, this has been awesome because we've not stumped her at all, but we weren't going to try and stump her. But it's like, if we ask the question, she already kind of knows. I mean, she's been teaching you and I and many, many others.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, I think I was probably kind of a stubborn student because she said, okay, it's time to start writing your blog. I don't know how to write a blog. Yes, you do. You got to write it. Well, I have been in several blog challenges now and have so enjoyed it. So, Katrina, I can't thank you enough for giving me that gentle push. She doesn't push hard. Don't worry. She doesn't push hard, but she does encourage you, help you if you need it. She's an awesome mentor. That's all I can say. So yes, that's what I have to say.
So can I add a last little piece in here for all of you that are watching? Just to give you a perspective around this, there's no right or wrong way to write a blog post, right? I know you'll meet a lot of gurus out there. You'll meet a lot of individuals that say that this is how you do it. This is how it has to be. This is the exact, process that you have to follow in order to get ranked and everything else. There is some of that you can take in for sure, right? But what I encourage you is to find your voice, find the best way of you presenting. In reality, a blog post only has to have 300 words to be a blog post. There's a really well-known author that I follow, and his blog post is literally a sentence. Sometimes it's a word, right? Doesn't write a lot, but it writes just enough to leave an impact, right? So don't get caught up in the whole SEO thing. It is important. You'll maybe write in your lifetime 4 to 5 pieces of content that are long posts as a way to build the SEO, to keep pointing back to articles and things that you're writing. That's a secret tip in there. But you don't necessarily have to write. You can do video. Mm-hmm. You can do podcasts. Like if you don't want to be on camera, any way that you can voice your content and then bring it to your content hub. This is basically your site is your content hub. This is where all your thinking, your ideas, your marketing, your opportunities, everything you do is in this one hub. So instead of you trying to be over here on Facebook and Clubhouse and Twitter and TikTok and on all these places and have your audience spread out across all these platforms, which is, I think, most detrimental. Yeah, like Hillary said, you want to bring them to your hub. You want to leverage those platforms to bring them back to your home base, the heart of your business, where you can control the conversation, you can control the comments and engagement. Like, did you know, I kid you not, on a blog post, you can have people comment. It's almost like a Facebook post, right? Like you could post something on Facebook and people can like comment and give their opinion. Did you know that that's been around on blogs since like, oh gosh, the
Forever.
beginning of time, right? So why not have your community engage with you on a website that's going to give you more exposure, more longevity? I mean, a blog post lasts 4 years. A post on Facebook lasts 2 hours. A
Mm.
post on Twitter lasts, I think, 20 minutes, right? So why would you create all this content and these videos that you're putting out there on social media and have it all just die in the graveyard of these sites when you can take that content and put it onto your home base and then be able to share it out over and over again to these platforms and build credibility and longevity that you can't do by burning the oil on social media. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted being on social media after 20 minutes. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want my business over there. I don't mind leveraging it for my business as an exposure agent, but my business isn't Facebook. And I think that's where we're starting to move away from it. Your business isn't Instagram, it isn't Twitter, it isn't TikTok, it isn't any of these platforms. Your business is where your home base is, and a website gives the most credibility.
I know.
It's like mic drop. I'm sorry, mic drop.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right.
So,
Chef, you have been our mentor, both Deb and I, for a very long time, and we want to give the opportunity for others who are interested. I know you mentioned current students right now. So let us know, how others could access you, get into maybe this new um group that you're doing, because you mentioned some new students.
Oh yeah. So there's one of the ways. If you really want to dive into blogging, I absolutely recommend getting hold of my blogging ingredients course. These ladies there can tell you exactly how to do this, and that course is literally like a hand holding. Not only do you go through the video and like you look over my shoulder, you literally watch me rebuild an entirely brand new website. Like I am not building off of something that's already there. I'm walking you through, and I even show you my pitfalls, the mistakes I make along the way, so that you get the real authentic experience. So you're going to look over my shoulder. You're going to learn how to put together a blog. You're going to learn how to create your content marketing hub. And then I'll even show you quick, simple ways to create your lead magnet that you don't even have to write it yourself. Like I'm going to give you one of the biggest secrets out there. I'll show you how to set up that email automation that everyone really wants, right? And then along the way, what I've done for you guys that's brand new to the system is I've actually set up a 30-day email like lesson drip. So it actually points you to each lesson, each little thing to take on. And the videos are only 5 minutes long. So if you can set aside 5 minutes each day over the next 30 days to take this on, I promise you, you'll have your website up and running. You'll understand why you're using it, how you're going to use it, and you're going to get that support along the way. So that's the first step, is just getting your hands on that one. And then of course, I do private coaching. That's always available for that little extra hand holding that I know some of you guys want, a little clarity around your brand if you want to have those conversations. So those are the two options that are definitely available. And I know both of you ladies have a way to share that information out to your audience. So just let them know that that's how to connect. But definitely the growth of both of your websites, you as a leader, for some reason, I can't just teach you blogging. I also teach you leadership and finding your voice. And that's what I love to do. I love to see you guys step into your greatness and then use the tool to go out and just help more people.
yeah.
That's really what it's all about. Paying it forward.
Yep.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
She's done that, and she continues to do it. She
Yeah.
continues to do it. So,
Yeah.
um, Chef, it has been a pleasure you being here with us, pouring your wisdom and pouring out on our audiences, blogging,
Yes.
not
We thank
just
you.
blogging, not just
Yes.
blogging. It has been it. We started off talking blogging, and I think we've ended up talking business, leadership, your empire, your digital empire.
Go build it. I mean, this is the best opportunity. You've got a whole year. Go create it and just see what happens. It's so much fun. It is.
And
All
the
right.
thing is, if you were taking notes at all, and you need to go back, watch this again because she gave you a lot of nuggets.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Definitely.
and we, Hillary and I both have a link that we will post for you
In the
that you can
description.
reach out to Chef and chat with her if you need to. Yeah, well, I'm just not real sure. She's just such a sweet lady to talk to.
Yeah.
So,
I
All
love you both. Can I just put you on my pockets and just have you just talk about me? And I'll be good with that.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you. And this has been the Ready, Set, Grow show. We'll see you next week. Have a great
yes.
one. Bye.
Bye.